2022 might just now be wrapping up, but it's not too early to start getting excited for the Switch's lineup in 2023, as we already have 4 confirmed release dates for the first half of the year, and I think that's probably most of the first half of the year. So let's go over the Nintendo Switch's 2023 lineup before any major early year Nintendo Directs. Let's get into it. Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Media. Today I thought it'd be fun to do a video discussing Nintendo Switch's 2023 lineup. I like to do these videos every few months. I'm sure I'll do another one again in February or March after we get another Direct. But after the Game Awards last night, I realized we kind of already have that first half of the year pretty much mapped out with probably a few exceptions, you know. Nintendo likes to announce games typically pretty close to release. I'm sure we'll get something that gets announced in February and comes out in June, for example. But I thought it'd be fun to go over everything we know about 2023 so far as we head into the new year and just kind of think about the future of the Nintendo Switch, because there's actually a lot to look forward to. So starting off in January, of course, we have Fire Emblem Engage on January 20th. This at the Game Awards was just announced to have a season pass that is $29.99, 4 waves of DLC. Wave 1 is there on release day, has all of your 3 houses lords, and looks really good. I think I'm maybe in the minority, but I think this game looks fantastic. I cannot wait for Fire Emblem Engage. It's gonna be a fantastic game, hopefully. Fingers crossed, you know. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I haven't played the game. It looks fantastic to me. I'm very excited. I'm very optimistic for Fire Emblem Engage, and I think that's a very strong way to start off the year. Last year we had, or I guess this year we had, Legends Arceus. So starting off with Fire Emblem, very strong. Similar release timing to like Awakening and Fates back in the day for America. So very, very strong start. January. I like, for the first like 4 years of the Switch, we got a Wii U port in January. But they kind of ran out of those, so now we're just getting new games in January, which is very refreshing. Then in February, we have a port. We have Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe on February 24th. I think this is a full-price game. I don't think it's budget at all. I'm very excited for this. I love Kirby. This is going to be a perfect game for me and my girlfriend to play co-op. Forgotten Land this year was an absolute treat. Glad it won Best Family Game. And yeah, I never actually played this game fully. I played a little bit of it, but I never finished it, so this is absolutely something I'm looking forward to. Playing co-op with my girlfriend, gonna be an absolute blast, and I hope they add a lot of new stuff to it, and the graphics look cool too. They completely changed the art style for some reason. I'm very intrigued by this, and I'm excited to play it on February 24th. I think that's also the same day, or the same month at the very least, that Octopath Traveler 2 comes out, although that's not exclusive this time around, so look forward to that. Then, on March 17th, we have a brand new announcement from the Game Awards, Bayonetta Origin, Cereza and the Lost Demon. What a weird out-of-left-field announcement. Now, I know there's like a demo for this game, essentially. In Bayonetta 3, there's a side level where you play through a level like this, the storybook art style. I don't think anybody expected this to be a full game, or there to be a full game like this, especially so soon after Bayonetta. It's very much a Captain Toad situation with 3D World, where just like in this case, it's even sooner, but less than a year later, we're getting a full game based off the side content in the main game. You know, it's weird. Even in that trailer for Bayonetta Origin, they show Bayonetta 3. It's obvious, you know, it's a prequel about Cereza and I think Cheshire, right? So very intrigued by this, very intrigued to see how long it is and how it really plays as a full game, because this is a $60 retail release, Platinum developed full game. I'm very intrigued to see more of this. They haven't released like a press release at the time of my recording of this. I hope that this game is like a full-fledged meaty title, because it is kind of weird. We're gonna have Bayonetta 3 and Bayonetta Origin, and I guess Bayonetta 1 also, because that just got re-released standalone on Switch, all on the shelf at once. But 2 of those are $60, and one of them is that proper Bayonetta. So either way, a very interesting release. I'm glad it's getting a physical. We're not going to have like, what, four Bayonetta games physically available on Switch. That's crazy. The Switch is absolutely the console for Bayonetta now. If there was already any doubt, it is the home of Bayonetta. So we're going to have all 4 games on the shelf. Very cool as a collector to have that. And yeah, I'm excited to see more of this. Cautiously optimistic. Platinum developed though, so I tend to think it'll probably be pretty damn good. So far, up to March, we have a game for every month. Now, April is where it gets a little interesting. We don't have a game announced, but I think there's a pretty obvious one. This year in April 2022, we were supposed to get Advance Wars, I think on April 8th, and that game got delayed. I would be shocked if this game is not out by April at the latest. If it does not come out in April, I genuinely, I'm going to start getting worried that they're not going to release it. I feel like there's no chance that happens, but they've been so quiet about this game. It got delayed in March, and we have not heard a single whisper ever since. what is going on with Advance Wars? I feel like it has to be that April game now, which would put us at 4 games, 4 months in. And then, of course, leading into May, the big guns, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on May 12th. This is going to be a huge game. It's going to be the biggest Switch game of the year, almost assuredly. Cannot imagine there's anything else in the second half that would even come close to this, but definitely kind of rounding out our confirmed release dates for the first half of the year. I don't think this game is going to get delayed. I don't think any of these games are going to get delayed, so I think this is a pretty nice picture of what the first half of the Switch's 2023 is going to look like. And while I definitely don't think it's as strong as 2022, because a lot of these are smaller games in the case of Bayonetta Origin, or a port in the case of Return to Dreamland Deluxe, Tears of the Kingdom certainly carrying a lot of the weight, and Fire Emblem as well. Bayonetta is a smaller game. This year we had Pokemon Legends Arceus, which was a huge new departure for Pokemon. We had Triangle Strategy and Forgotten Land and Switch Sports, so there was a lot more variety and like higher quality things, I feel like, in 2022, but maybe that's just personal preference. Next year we're getting Zelda, so it doesn't really matter. We're getting freaking Zelda Tears of the Kingdom in 5 months, which is crazy. Now, I want to talk about the rest of the year and try to maybe kind of figure out what's going on, because we know of 2 games that are most likely coming out next year. Well, we know one that is for sure coming out next year, and that is Pikmin 4. They've just said 2023 for Pikmin 4. I would assume that'd be August or September. Probably September would be my bet. Pikmin 3 came out on Wii U in August of 2012. I think July in Japan, or 2013, sorry. And then Pikmin 3 Deluxe came out in October of 2019 or 2020, so I would assume somewhere in between August to October we'll get Pikmin 4, and that'll be one of your bigger holiday games. There's also Metroid Prime 4. If we see Metroid Prime 4 next year, it is also going to be releasing that year. I am of the belief at this point that when we see that game, it is going to be done, essentially. That's how they've kind of done Metroid now. It happened with Samus Returns. It happened with Metroid Dread. I think if we see Metroid Prime 4 at E3, for example, we will almost certainly be getting Metroid Prime 4 at that holiday season. And I think the time is right. I mean, I was talking with some friends about it. This January, it's going to be 4 years since Retro took over development, since we got that announcement saying, like, hey, we're restarting development. 4 years since that video. 6 years almost since the game was announced. I think it's absolutely time, but if it's not coming out next year, I don't think we're going to even see it. And at that point, it'd be a 2024 game, which I hope is not the case. I was saying it this year, but maybe if we don't get Metroid Prime 4 next year, we would get Prime Remake or Prime Trilogy. Insiders obviously don't know anything, but we'll see if that actually exists. So something Metroid, I feel like almost certainly is coming out in the second half of next year, but we will see. Then we also have the DLC lineups for a lot of games, so these are going to be your consistents throughout the entire year. Of course, Switch Sports getting weekly cosmetics. I know I'm like the one person that plays that game. Also, Mario Kart has 3 more waves of DLC that'll be ending at the end of 2023. Splatoon 3 is getting seasons every 3 months, I believe, so that's going to be awesome. Xenoblade 3 will be getting its a big expansion that will probably also be a standalone release. That'll be one of your bigger holiday games like Torna was in 2018. That'll be one of your holiday releases physically for the Nintendo Switch, probably in September, October, near Pikmin 4. So that's going to be awesome, as well as some other smaller DLCs for that game. And then Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I think, is a big question mark. We know we're getting DLC based on data mines. I do wonder when it's going to come out. With Sword and Shield, we had the Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor split apart. We had Isle of Armor in June, and then Crown Tundra, I believe, in October. I could see them just doing one huge DLC for this game. Maybe earlier in the year, like June or July, and then that be it. And then we get into what I want to consider just the truly unknowns. I do think there's a chance we get a new Pokemon game next year. Maybe not necessarily like, you know, Black and White remake or a new Legends game or whatever the case be. Let's go Johto. Whatever that is. Although I do think that is possible. We'll go watch my discussion with Tucker I did last week about that, about the future of Pokemon after Generation 9 started. Certainly some sort of spinoff, though. If we don't get a mainline game, a spinoff. We know Detective Pikachu 2 was announced, as well as that the original Detective Pikachu would be coming to the Switch. This happened almost 4 years ago. It's so funny, Detective Pikachu was just cursed because that game was announced for 3DS in like 2013 and then never came out for like 5 years. So I think this might be a similar situation. Maybe we're finally due for Detective Pikachu 2, and that could be a 2023 release, or just a new spinoff or a new mainline game, something Pokemon on the shelves, even if it's just Scarlet and Violet with the season pass built in on the cartridge, maybe for the holiday season, right? Something like that would be cool. then we could easily, and I think this is a slam dunk, we have to be getting a new 2D Mario next year. We are so overdue for a new 2D Mario. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised and it'll be a 3D Mario even. But a new Mario platformer, 2D or 3D, it has to be coming. It has been over 10 years now since the last new 2D Mario game. Mario Maker does not count in my estimations because those are, yeah, there's Nintendo-made levels, but it's based on old assets. We have to be getting a new Mario next year, 2D or 3D. I'm not saying that because there has to be one that ties in with a movie or anything like that, although that obviously does help. We're just overdue. It's been 5 years since the last mainline Mario game. That's crazy. So I think Mario, 2D Mario, a new 2D Mario and a new style, that's not new Super Mario Bros. Or a new 3D Mario is a slam dunk. There's a lot of rumors from insiders that the 3D Mario team is working on a 2D Donkey Kong game. I hope to God that's not true, because that seems like a waste of talent. If the 3D Mario team is making a 2D game, it doesn't matter if it's 2D Mario or 2D Donkey Kong, that's disappointing. The 3D Mario team should be making 3D platformers. So hopefully whatever they're making is 3D. But regardless, a new Mario game I think is almost certain. Also maybe like a Mario sports game. Maybe Mario Baseball comes back. Maybe at one of those, like, they like to do this towards the end of the life cycle of a console. Maybe like a Mario Sports Mix, Mario Superstars kind of thing, where there's just a bunch of lesser quality sports in one package. We had that with Mario Sports Mix on Wii. We had that with Superstars on 3DS towards the end of the life cycle of each of those consoles. We're kind of getting a little bit to that point with the Switch, so maybe we could see something like that now that we have Battle League and golf and tennis. So yeah, I think 2023 is not going to be as good as 2022 for me, at the very least. Zelda is going to carry the year, but there's a lot to look forward to outside of that. A lot of the B tier franchises, a lot of Fire Emblem, a lot of more Kirby, and then Pikmin and Metroid. These are all lesser tier Nintendo franchises for the most part, but Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is absolutely going to carry. And I'm just excited because, you know, we haven't even gotten a Direct yet, and we already have 4 confirmed release dates, with a 5th being Advance Wars almost guaranteed, and then Pikmin 4. So really, we already know 6 games coming out next year, essentially. And we haven't even gotten a Direct yet, which is very exciting. Hopefully they have a lot more hiding that we don't know about, so I'm excited to see all that. And yeah, I just wanted to do this video discussing Nintendo's 2023 lineup with you all. Of course, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you excited for any of these games? Which game are you most excited for? Which game are you most cautiously optimistic for? For me, that's definitely Bayonetta Origin. I need to see more of that to really understand what's happening. But yeah, let me know all that down in the comments below. Of course, subscribe here for more Nintendo Switch news and coverage, and follow me on Twitter at BoTalksMedia. Until next time, folks, peace.